Hello, everyone. This is Yusra and I'm with
Justin.
We are PS Core interns, an NGO focusing on North Korean human rights. And today we will be answering your most Googled questions about North Korea.
So today, after extensive research that our team has done, we'll be answering some complicated questions and simplifying the answers as much as we can. So let's dive right into it.
All right. So the first question says, can you visit North Korea? To answer this question, the simplest answer would be that yes, you could prior the COVID-19 pandemic, unless you held a US or a South Korean passport. However, exemptions were made for journalists in some cases. Currently, the borders are closed except for Russian passport holders since August 2023.
Yeah, so actually, the U.S. has also made it illegal for its citizens to enter North Korea, especially in the aftermath of Otto Warmbier's death in 2017. A lot of people with dual citizenships have tried to enter North Korea successfully at times, but obviously this comes at a lot of risk and danger just due to the fact that they could be detained. So the next question is...
Yeah, let's find out.
Are there human rights in North Korea? So according to the United Nations Commission of Inquiry report, North Korea remains as one of the most repressive regimes in the world. The authoritarian leader maintains his control over the country through threats of torture, extrajudicial executions, wrongful imprisonments, forced labor, and much, much more.
On that note, there is a socio-political system, classification system, and it is called Cheongbun. Basically, the system has been created since North Korea's existence. This system determines one's status since birth, so it is quite impossible to change afterwards. It is divided into 3 classes: wavering, enemy, and core. This determines how close you are to the government since your birth, and basically it decides your destiny when it comes to schooling, access to food, housing, and other things as well. All right, I'm gonna move this to Justin now. And let's check the third question. Oops. Fine. Are there concentration camps in North Korea? So, to answer this one, the closest thing to concentration camps in Korea are called 관리소, which translate to labor prison camps. And basically, while both concentration camps and labor camps share the notions of coercion, concentration camps are mainly associated with mass extermination of targeted groups of people, whereas labor camps are using people's labor for economic benefits and punishment.
So Amnesty International has released footage and testimonies exposing these camps that are not acknowledged by Kim Jong-un. Prisoners that are sent to these camps are sent for reasons such as being critical of the government, trying to escape out of North Korea, and even simple things just like watching South Korean media. One of these camps, which is known for being especially harsh, is 관리소 15, where temperatures can drop as low as -20 to -30 degrees Celsius. And basic necessities like blankets are not provided for. Prisoners are forced to work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, and there's only one toilet for every 200 individuals, with very little or no access to medical care. Furthermore, public executions are shown to the prisoners, already intensifying the severe environment of these camps.
So with all of that in mind, we have asked in previous interviews some people whether they would try to escape from the prisons if they were North Koreans themselves. And their answers varied based on the potential consequences. So what would you do, Justin?
I think it's easy to say that we would want to escape from those conditions. Of course, who would want to live in poverty and without food? But I think what people don't really consider too much is how difficult, how expensive, how connected you have to be in order to even be able to escape. So, of course, yes, I think everyone outside of North Korea would want to escape, even inside North Korea. But it's not naive to just simply say yes and think it would be simple otherwise.
Yeah. Especially with how the government basically polices their every single movement.
Yeah, exactly,
So I definitely agree with what he said. And on that note, we will be sharing a clip of a North Korean defector that we got from CNN, and she will be basically sharing her experience and opinion on what we've just discussed.
그 몸에 있는 영양을 다 빨아먹잖아요, 그냥. 그렇게 그냥 뼈만 남게 만들거든요. 그렇게 딱 죽기 직전으로 그냥. 그러니까 이게 나는 사람이 아니구나 하는 생각이 들 정도죠, 그냥. 근데 나는 그래도 그나마 밖에 가족들도 있으니까, 뭐, 모든 게 다 필수품도 들어오고 했으니까, 많이 나는 괜찮은데 나는, 이 사람이 죽고 싶어도 죽지 못하고, 그러니까 거기서 내가 이렇게 살빠지 내가 왜 살겠냐 하는 생각이 들잖아요.
Okay, so on to the next question. Is North Korea preparing for war? So this is actually pretty scary. Although North Korea's continued threats are nothing new, U.S. analysts believe that Kim Jong-un's latest moves are a sign that they're preparing for an attack on South Korea. Kim Jong-un's latest statements have said that South Korea is the primary enemy, and any government agencies that have been working towards reunification have been abolished. Furthermore, North Korea has recently been strengthening its ties with Russia and China.
However, others agree that North Korea's military aggression is a mere deterrence to show off its power. Even though there is a mutual war clause between China and North Korea, China still refrains from endorsing a war because it could lead to floods of refugees and worsening the situation with Taiwan. Additionally, Russia's got its hands full with the Ukrainian war, and on the other hand, South Korea's military advances, and also with the US on its side, make the whole situation not exactly the most beneficial one for North Korea. Alright, now we will be checking the next question, and it says, why is North Korea called a democratic? So, North Korea's political system is not exactly characterized by what we commonly know as democratic principles. However, it uses the term democratic in its official name. The usage of this term is basically deemed more of a political designation rather than an accurate description of their governing system.
So another really similar example of a country that does this is the Democratic Republic of Congo. Technically, by name and by law, they are a democracy that has elections in the country, but those elections are rigged, and the government is actually quite corrupt and authoritarian. So, on to the next question.
Mm-hmm.
Is North Korea in the UN? Yes, it is actually in the UN. It has become a permanent member of the UN in 1991, the same year that South Korea became a member. It has a mission both in Paris and New York, and a UN ambassador in Geneva. Since there is no North Korean embassy in the US, the New York mission is the only diplomatic mission in the country.
Alright, now we will be checking the last question on the list, and it says, why is North Korea dark at night? So, if you've ever looked up on the internet satellite images of North Korea, it is basically entirely dark except for the area of Pyongyang. And this is mainly due to a focus on conserving energy, a lack of infrastructure, and inconsistent access to electricity. I have attended a couple of training sessions in Korea, and they were about North Korea and reunification in general. And one common theme I noticed is that when they mention those satellite images, they always express how South Korea is basically now an island. It is disconnected from the world, even though in reality it isn't. But that's what the satellite image implies.
Okay, so these were our frequently answered questions from Google, answered by us. All the sources that were used will be linked in the description below.
And speaking of the description, make sure to follow us on our social media to stay updated with news about North Korea. And if you like this video or if you have any discussion you'd like to start, leave it down in the comments and we will see you next time.